Good morning, everybody. It's the 10th of February, 2023, and it looks like it's going to be at least somewhat of a sunny day here in Baranovichi, Belarus. And, well, it's sort of freezing temperatures. I want to see how long I hold out without freezing my fingers. You know, in spite of the temperatures here and how things are, it's not like, as you might see from Alex Cristoforo, he can somehow get along with hardly seeing anybody on the streets. Well, here there's people all over the place always. I don't know why that is, but it's not even a big city. Wait till I get to Minsk. A lot more people walking around. But in light of all the things that's happening right now, you know, you hear about these tanks and the future prospects of fighter jets. You know, Zelensky was going around, still maybe going around, I don't know. He's going around touring everywhere and probably trying to drum up more weapons, get the most devastating weapons he can possibly find to kill Russians. You know, the same goal as what the collective West has. And it's an appropriate time, you know, when he's talking about wings of freedom, it's appropriate time to talk about the story of the little bird. And this one I will put on YouTube because I don't think I'll get deleted for that. But anything after that, I'll just be putting it on Rumble, because you never know what they're going to delete you for, you know, on YouTube. But the story of the little bird, you know, this was made famous mostly by Terence Hill in a spaghetti western. I'm not sure if that was with Bud Spencer, who died some years ago. And Terence Hill is actually, you know, in his later years as well, but I think he's still making movies. But anyway, they're great westerns. I don't know the title of that movie, but you can look that up. I believe in YouTube you can just look up under the story of the little bird. So anyway, let's get into that. As you know, a lot of birds fly south when it gets cold in the wintertime. And then there was a little bird, and he was maybe a little bit too young. His wings weren't developed. You know, we're not talking about the wings of freedom here that Zelensky's wanting, but anyhow, they were. He didn't have any. You know, his wings were not developed enough, so he couldn't fly south with all the rest of the birds. So it started getting cold, and then he fell out of the nest, you know, and starts squeaking, you know, beep, 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 because he's very cold. And some cow heard him, you know, he's meow, beep, beep, and a cow heard him, walks over there very slowly, looks at the little bird, and he turns around, gets his buttocks over the top of him, and splash! He poops on the little bird. And at first the little bird struggles to get his head out, and it starts going beep, beep. Oh, it's terrible, it's just stinky and, you know, real hot and everything. And then he starts thinking, oh, this is not so bad. Beep, beep. So he likes this because he's warm. And starting to enjoy this, you know, oh, this is nice and warm. I like this. And but in the meantime, a fox heard the little bird, and the fox was coming over, you know, because it came to the rescue, you know, hearing this little bird, you know. And you can actually equate the cow, you know, this nasty turd on the bird, you can equate that with being Russia, and the little bird is, of course, the Ukrainian people, you know. And so they're all disgusted with Russia pooping on them with this military operation. And then the fox comes and, you know, heard this poor bird crying, you know, and it's still crying because it's got poop, but it's, you know, because it smells and all. And so the fox reaches in, takes out the little bird, and, you know, cleans it out, you know, very nicely, so it's nice and clean. He's looking at the little bird, and then he eats the little bird. You know, so there's a moral to that story, as you know. You know, you can figure that out. It has nothing to do with having wings of freedom, but what it is is that not everybody that craps on you is necessarily your enemy, and not anybody that pulls you out of the crap is necessarily your friend. So, you know, remember that when you're looking at somebody giving you weapons you know, countries. I mean, you can apply this all the time. You can apply that to modern day Belarus. You know, some of these people here are complaining because we have a strict leader here and looking out for the rights of everybody. And there's some people think they should have more rights. They should get a bigger piece of the pie, you know, as you will. And, you know, it's unfair if they're not allowed to get a bigger piece of the pie, take more money, whatever, how that is, you know, and get some privileges according to maybe laws or something instead of going by the other laws that apply to everybody to try to keep order in society. You know, so that's the same sort of a thing. So, but you can always use that that story, you know, and apply it to your real world. And I try to think of the story of the little bird all the time when I you know, go through life and find somebody that seems to be doing you harm. Maybe your parents even, you never know. Maybe they're actually doing you good. But just, you know, just try to think of the story of the little bird when you want to accuse somebody of harming you. Okay, now let's continue. Let's go to Rumble story from now on.